When people celebrate the International Women's Day, there's a tendency to mention their beauty, graciousness, frailty, their inexhaustible energy, their smile even when they are overwhelmed and at their wits' ends. Guys, this is not what this day is supposed to mean. Women are beautiful. This is a fact. And there's no need for a day to admire their beauty. You can admire it all your life. The point is that women should be empowered to dare for more, to take risks, not to be afraid to claim their ambition, something that little boys are brought up with from their infancy. They should enjoy equal opportunities with men. Why not celebrate women's achievements on this day? Why not tell them that yes, they can do it? I want to mention someone in this video. Her contribution to what women can do at present is enormous. Just the previous semester, we dealt with the Romantic period, and when discussing prominent novelists of the time, we definitely stopped at Marry Wollstonecraft Shelley, the author of Frankenstein. I briefly mentioned that she was the daughter of a great British writer, philosopher, and advocate for women's rights. She was named, in fact, after her. Her mother was Marry Wollstonecraft, and she had such an interesting and yet tragic life. Yet, not once in her life did she betray her beliefs and ideals. Her actions were always aligned with her values. She was born in a rather well-off family, but her father squandered the money the family had. Moreover, he was an abuser who would beat his wife. Little Mary had to sleep in the doorway of her mother's bedroom in order to stop her father from hurting her mother. She grew up seeing the injustice women had to suffer. She fought for women's rights to education. Yes, in the 18th century, women were still denied access to education. She faced so many struggles. At a certain point, she set up a school with her friend Frances Fanny Blood and her sisters. Yet, her friend got sick and she went to take care of her. Without her, the school didn't go well and eventually it closed. When she first met her future husband, William Godwin, Marry Wollstonecraft Shelley's father, he didn't like her at first. They met at a dinner where the invited guest was Thomas Paine, somewhere in 1787. He came to hear the political activist and philosopher, whereas Mary constantly argued with him. They would fall in love 9 years later, and their happiness would last basically 1 year. Mary would die after having given birth to her daughter, Mary. During those 9 years, Marry Wollstonecraft endured many hardships. Being a woman with an independent spirit was a curse rather than a blessing at the time. She was so much inspired by the French Revolution and the ideas that it proclaimed. She wrote her monumental work, A Vindication of the Rights of Woman, with strictures on political and moral subjects, proving that women should receive a rational education. The claim she made was that women are the ones educating the children, and thus they would be able to educate a better society. She called for a change in the perception of women who should not be viewed as objects. They should be viewed as companions, partners to their husbands. She claimed that women deserve the same fundamental rights as men. She moved to France in December 1792 with the resolution to live up to her values. Then she fell madly in love with an American businessman, adventurer, and diplomat, Gilbert Imlay. She did something which was outrageous at the time. She started a relationship without being married. So they claimed they were married, yet they had never officiated their marriage. She gave birth to her first daughter, Fanny, whom she named after her friend. Her lover used her and made her endure a lot of hardships. She had to live in dangerous circumstances, trying to help him out, being at the same time alone with a child on her hands. She traveled from one place to another. At a certain point, she realized Imlay was in London, so she went to reunite with him. Yet, he rejected her. That broke her heart. In May 1795, she attempted to commit suicide. Then, trying to win Imlay back, she attempted a dangerous trip to Norway to help him in his dirty business. She wrote letters to Imlay recounting her thoughts and accidents. These letters were later published under the title Letters Written During a Short Residence in Sweden, Norway, and Denmark in 1796. When she came back, she knew that that time her relationship with Imlay was over. She attempted to commit suicide a second time. Fortunately, she was saved that time as well. And it was at that time that William Godwin read her letters and other works. He fell in love with the author. They met, their romance started slowly and eventually turned into a very passionate relationship. They got married. As I said, their bliss didn't last for long. Now it becomes clear why Marry Wollstonecraft Shelley kept her mother's name after marrying Percy B. Shelley. She was proud of her father as well, because he was also a renowned philosopher at the time. I hope it is clear why we still should empower women. Happy International Women's Day!